I'm going to be making a double Z fold card, and I'm going to add a pop-up bit to the inside of the card. So I thought I'd film it just so you can see what I'm doing. I've had a little go on scrap paper, and I actually think I've come up with a really easy way to do this card with minimal scoring. So that's why I thought I'd film it. Now the person I'm making this card for is my unicorn loving friend. So if you've watched any of my recent haul videos, you all know I've been collecting a few bits along the way. So I'm going to be utilising these unicorn stickers. Now I think I'm absolutely going around the twist. I'm going to put it down to the situation we're living through, because I thought I had some more unicorn stickers and I can't actually find them. So I went through my haul videos and it turns out I didn't buy what I thought I'd bought. So that's very disappointing. But never mind. I'm going to be using this paper stack that I got at the Works in the sale in January, because some of these papers absolutely scream at me unicorns. I mean, look at that one. But the one I want to use is this one. Does that not just scream unicorns? Plus it's got some really nice unicorn stickers in here. So yeah, I want to use this paper stack. And then I'm going to use the paper pack that I got at the range recently for my card base. So let's pick a colour to do the card base. I actually think I might use this lilac. I think she'll find that quite funny. It's a bit of a private joke. So I'm going to use that as my card base. So what I'm going to do first of all is just cut this down a little bit so that it is 11 inches. I love my scoreboard and I do use it for all my measurements when I am crafting. I will do a proper review on this paper trimmer soon. I am liking it, but I don't think it's accurate for measurements, hence I had my scoreboard out just then. But I'm just gonna pull that over there. Okay, let's bring my scoreboard back in here. So now that that is 11 inches, what I'm going to do is I'm going to score at 5.5. Make sure I've got a really good score line there. And then I'm going to score again at, let's try 2 3/4. I need my bone folder. Okay, so I'm going to fold that one in half. So that's gone into a normal fold, and then I'm going to fold this one back on itself. Yeah, that's perfect. Now I'm going to put it long side orientation, and I'm going to score at 6 inches, and I'm going to turn this into a 6-inch card. So let's just get the paper trimmer back again. Sorry to not talk, I'm just trying to concentrate so I don't mess this up. Right. Now I've got my Z fold, do you see? But I also have my bit for the bottom, because if I reverse it, put the long part on there, and the short side, that bit, do you see? That is now my Z fold with minimal scoring. So I'm really happy with that. So now all I've got to do is create my struts to go in here, and then I can decorate. Okay, so I've worked out the sizing for my struts for across here off camera, but I will kind of tell you how I did it. I've used 2 pegs to hold the card together, as you can see. And then I just got some scrap cardstock and I'd measured this, so I knew what this distance was. And then I just worked out how thick I wanted them and where I'd need to score to give me good ends that I can stick here and here. So let's move that aside. I have done my struts and I've done them in green because I figured even a mythical creature like a unicorn would probably graze on grass, and grass is green. I think I have literally just lost the plot. Anyway, this is 3/4 by 3 3/4, and then I'm going to be scoring at half on each end of the strut, and then just, I'm not even going to use a bone folder, I'm just going to squeeze it with my fingers. So I'm just going to do that on all 3 really quickly. I hope everyone is keeping well and doing okay, not going too balmy in this insane situation we find ourselves in. I don't know how everyone feels about posting stuff, like posting cards and stuff. This is actually going to be for a friend who, she has the yard where I keep my horse, and although we don't necessarily see each other because social distancing and all that kind of thing, I do have to go to the yard to care for my horse. That is allowed, so I can just leave this, probably not in my stable because my horse would probably eat it knowing my luck, but you know, leave it somewhere on the yard and then text her your birthday card is in this location, so at least you will be able to get it. Right, let's take this all apart and do the fun part now. I'm just going to grab some holographic mirror card, I think. Okay, so I turned the camera off briefly because I wanted to get the measurements right for the mirror card, and I didn't think you needed to see me doing that. So I have done mirror card for the card base, and also for, we'll call this bit the bar. So I have 3 pieces for the main card base. I have this big square one, which is 5 3/4 by 5 1/4. Then I have another piece which measures 5 3/4 by 2 1/2, and I have another piece which is 5 3/4 by 2 3/8. So I'm just going to put the camera on fast forward for a minute while I stick this all down. Right, now to do the bar, remember we're going to have the long piece across here with the short end on the right hand side. So the measurements for the mirror card for that bit are 2 by 5 1/4, 2 by 2 1/2, and 2 by 2 by 2 3/8. So again, I'll fast forward and glue all this down. Okay, now while that all dries, I'm going to cut my next lot of paper to size. So let's grab this one out, because I love this one. Okay, so this is going to be for the main card base. This will be 5 1/2 by 5, 5 1/2 by 2 1/4, and 5 1/2 by 2 1/8. And then if I've got enough left when I've done that, I will do the bar. If not, I'll be using this pretty one here for the bar. And the bar measurements for pattern paper are 1 3/4 by 5, 1 3/4 by 2 1/4, and 1 3/4 by 2 1/8. So I'm just going to turn the camera off while I do that, I think. Right, so I've cut all my layers now, and I'm going to stick them down onto the card and the bar. Though I found it really helpful as I cut the pieces to put them on top, so I knew which goes with which, because obviously some of the measurements do vary. So I'm just going to again fast forward. Isn't this starting to look absolutely stunning? My friend is going to love this because she really likes a bit of bling as well. But I am so happy with how this is turning out. The next thing I'm going to do is my struts. So I'm just going to put that over there. Let's bring these bad boys in. So I think I want them going that way. I've only done 3. I might change that. Now I wanted to put the unicorns on the struts, and I do think they're going to fit. The rainbow possibly, oh no, the rainbow might, but now I'm thinking, do I need to mount these onto card and then fussy cut them out, or can I just put them on? So let's try this big pink one for the back maybe. He is nice and high, or she is nice and high. Okay, so we'll try that one there. And then just got these other little Judy Rudies. Should we have this one maybe? It looks like it's jumping. So I decided I didn't like the green just on its own, so I've just cut from scraps an extra layer to put on there just to make it blend in a little bit more. It was roughly 1/2 inch across that way by, it was probably under 3 1/4, I would say, but you back to 3 1/4 and then just trim a bit off really. I'm also going to use some tacky glue just on the bottom of the stickers, because otherwise I don't think they're going to stay, if I'm honest. So I've literally just stuck some red liner tape on each of the tabs, and I'm now going to just go over the sticky of the stickers with some powder just to try and take the stick off a bit so that it doesn't stick to the back of the card. I do feel like I am on a bit of a race against time here now, because the light is seriously starting to go. And I don't want to have to stop and reset up and get my light out. So we will see how we go. Hopefully we're going to be okay. Hopefully you can still see okay what I'm doing. My lovely husband has just earned some major points by bringing me a cup of coffee. So I also have a nice hot coffee down on the floor. Perfect. Those are now not sticky at all. So happy with that. Right. So I need to start assembling this card, and then I can do the rest of the decoration. First thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to put these aside, I'm going to stick this side to the base. So because obviously it folds, I only want to stick to this panel here. I don't want to stick the whole of the 5-inch bar to the card. I just want to stick this part here. So I'm just going to grab a pencil and make a really small mark in a pencil. Can you see I've done it just there and there? I don't think auto focus is working. Anyway, I have. So now I know where to put my glue, and I can rub that out afterwards. So let's get some glue on there. There we go. So I'm just going to hold that in place just for a second. Obviously when you do it, make sure it's all nicely lined up at the bottom. I'm really chuffed with this one, guys, I have to say. I think this is beautiful. Could almost stop and leave it as it is, but I'm going to keep decorating. The only thing that's worrying me are obviously these unicorns. They're aimed at 5-year-olds. They look what they are, and my friend is definitely not 5. So I'm hoping the white unicorns that I bought recently will save the day a bit. Maybe it'll all just come together. Oh, I've done it now. Now, we want to make sure that these are all going in the same direction when we stick them inside here, because obviously the card has to be able to shut. So I'm not going to stick this part yet. I am going to start sticking them to this section here. So I'm going to try and do this on camera. So I want, this one's going to be at the back. So if I just take off that bit of tape there. Right, I've managed to get them in place. So what I mean, you need to make sure you know the distance from the top you want the bar to be positioned on. So you can see I've only got a very small gap there, and then you can just line the rest of these up at an equal distance along this square and the same distance from the top. So I'm going to do that and then come back. So those are all now in place, as you can see. So all I need to do is take the release papers off of the other tabs, and then if I just fold the bar across, I should be able to secure them in place on this long side. So I'm going to hold the small square in place with a peg while I do this. In fact, I'm going to use 2 pegs just to be sure. And now I can just maneuver these bits into place. Right, so And now if I just grab my tacky glue again, I know I can just flip this square up on itself and glue this down, because I don't have to worry about getting glue in the wrong place with this one. Hope this is all making sense, guys. Right. Let's just put this into place nice and neatly, lining all the edges up, and we should be good. Just going to hold that in place for a second, and then all I've got to do is finish the decoration. So then I think what I will do is put you on high speed while I do that, because I am seriously losing light now, but I still think this looks so pretty. So you can see that's going to close, open, close, open. Very, very cute. When I stuck these down, I did make sure that all the folds in the tabs were pointing in the same direction, just to make sure that we had the fold and open section. So I'm going to pop you on high speed while I finish the decoration. Right, I am done. I am really happy with how this has come out. I think it's absolutely beautiful. As you can see, I definitely completely lost the light, so I had to stop, restart, move. But I am really, really happy with how this has actually turned out. I don't think it looks too young at all. I think the colours all complement each other, and I'm going to just, in a minute, put some white card on the back here just to write a message and stamp a sentiment. But yeah, really, really happy with this. I think it all works really nicely together. I hope you really like it too. Thank you very much for watching today. I hope it's given you some inspiration or shown you a different way to do the double Z fold card. And I will be back soon with some more videos. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.